to Mystic Moons. This is a reading for the Aries collective. If you have significant Aries energy, welcome. Aries, where I am, it's the first of the season. It wasn't that much snow, but it was enough snow. It was maybe about 4 inches or so. And it's cold. Some places, Aries, they've shoveled. Other places, they haven't. But the sunlight is so much brighter, Aries. Right now, with everything reflecting white. You know, Aries, in color theory, no such thing as white and no such thing as black. White is simply a reflection of all colors, and black is simply an absorption. And with that snow on the ground covering everything, there definitely is quite a bit of reflection going on. Aries, let's go and see about a message for you. If you appreciate my time, Aries, do give me a thumbs up. And you check out the other things in the channel if you feel called to. We have our platform free. The little girl is up. That works. Shall we take a look? What is the message for Aries right now? Right before Aries, we're about to head off into the new year. Right as everything is slowing down. Six of Swords with Eight of Swords. Some things are left unresolved. Some things that you'd like to resolve or like to handle, like to close out, like to go and see handled in a particular way. And yet everything is a process, Aries. Everything is 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. Time. Things may happen quickly, but in order sometimes to resolve it, we need time. Six of Swords gets the Devil. You may not feel like there's a lot of time to be had. Things are taking too long to have resolution. It shouldn't be that way. What can be done to change that? Eight of Pentacles and 10 of Wands. An effort that takes a long time, too long, too long to act upon your ideas, too long to get some serious results, serious movement. You already know the direction that you want to go in, so why are things taking so long? Why are things so much work? Complication. Complication that's out of your hands, complication too in the situation that you're in. Let's find out more. Actually, let's try out this devil first. Exactly what is that devil? Devil gets a 5 of swords. Aries, with the energy that came up initially. 6 of swords, tower, 8 of wands, and 8 of swords. I don't think you've necessarily been a passive observer or a passive participant to whatever has been happening to you. It's just that to go and maneuver in finalizing ways, you just haven't found the right movement, the right words, the right actions to go and end something and progress onto something else for good. With devil here and 5 of wands, 5 of swords, this tells me, Aries, maybe you yourself have been holding yourself back. Maybe you're not quite as strategic as you could be. There are additional things that maybe you've placed limits in. Oh, I can't go there. Oh, I shouldn't do that. Maybe there is a sort of guilt about acting a certain way. But I do invite you, Aries, to think about, with those limits that you've set for yourself of how to act. When you act in your true self-interest, or what your true self-interest would be, how much do you consider other things outside of you? Not to say per se selfish energy, but all I know here as we're building this up, there's more strategy to be played. And one could also say in this energy, you, Aries, are not playing it exactly fierce enough. Other people are playing it 100% to power dynamics. But are you also, Aries? I mean, if two people are playing with ethics and everything on the table, fine. But Aries, in this energy, what I have here, there are precise factors that are trying to keep you slow, if not stagnant in one area. They're using everything at the book, Aries, they can to go and throw friction in your way. And therefore, Aries, I'd like you to think about, what can you do to be more strategic? Also, too, in this energy, maybe you like to be direct. We had very strong direct energy, and that is not the way you should be operating right now. You've already seen where directness gets you. Anyway, think about how you act. How can you be more strategic, more fiercer in a different way? So too, in this energy, Aries, again, what can you do? What kind of movements can you make that you wouldn't be inclined to do? Because maybe you wouldn't think it was right. Good sportsmanship and all that. Thank you for the likes. So, devil also gets the sun. And we have 3 of wands. 3 of pentacles. 2 of swords, bottom of the deck energy. Aries, you yourself know where you want to go. It doesn't matter what you're saying or even doing in the meantime. There are roles sometimes that we have to go and play, acquiescence that we have to appear like we're buying into. But definitely Aries, this tells me that there are people who are working to go and create the very least. If they're not actually actively trying to keep you in your place, they're trying to create friction for you to go where you need to go, to do what you need to do, and also get out of the things you like to move away from. And what I'm getting here, Aries, I'm not going to say ruthless because this isn't ruthless energy, but it definitely, Aries, is being a lot more strategic, not being so obvious or blatant. When it comes to your dealings with others, how you are interacting with others, how you're presenting to others. In other words, Aries, you're trying to go and get ahead. And Aries, you're sharing too much of your business. You're making it known too much what you want to do, how you want to do it, where you want to go. To people, Aries, who don't have your interest, for you to leave the situation that you're in right now. Which is why you need to be, Aries, strategic and perhaps a little duplicitous in how you move, how you act. 8 of Pentacles. So 8 of Pentacles, Aries, we obviously have, oops, these cards want to fall out. Well, these are 3 cards. You know, Aries, I'm going to pull 2 more cards just because, since they fell out. But first of all, since they came, we could take a little look at that Hermit with, Hermit with a 10 of Cups tells me, Aries, that the people who can actually work with you, actually partner with you, are few. The people who can match your level of capacity, your level of insight, I don't know, just how large you are. You're not necessarily someone that everyone can be besides. It's like, Aries, if you were trying to go and fit something very large in a very small box, it doesn't work. You yourself may go and sit in that box, but everyone can tell that's not where you're meant to be. It's not a fit. With 8 of Pentacles here, 8 of Pentacles obviously speaks to the nature of work, what you have been working on. With 6 of Swords as well, that reiterates, how have you been progressing just through your daily routine and also to striving to get ahead. 8 of Pentacles with the cards that fell out. Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Page of Wands. It's taking a long time, Aries, to go and achieve what you want, but it's happening. You are actually putting down the framework every day that you go off and do your thing, whatever that may be. You are going towards your goals. One would say in that devil energy that was up here, everyone can see that too. Could very much be in the energy areas of your life path, could also be where you're working right now, what you're studying, what you're doing. All those connotations are here. But know that although things may take a long time, the ideas that you have, the skills that you have gained, what you apply yourself to, you're on the right path. You're on a really great path. One would also say, too, with Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and Page of Wands, that, number one, you already have the core skills, the core set of what you need to be successful. You've already earned that. And I would almost say in this energy too, Aries, how have you been selling yourself short? Because we have a page of we have an Eight of Pentacles here, clarified by this energy, but a Knight of Wands and a Page of Wands tells me that essentially you're ready to get going. There's an opportunity that is coming, the type of opportunity that will enable you to end this phase. But moreover than that, Aries, have you yourself been keeping yourself almost in a remedial energy? Oh, I'm not enough for. I'm not ready yet for. In a bit of time, I'll be in a better position to. There's that energy here as well. When in actuality, the best time actually is now. Knight of Wands and Page of Wands. Page of Wands is a special card. Page of Wands is literally a fire out of fire, the strongest initiation point that one could get, especially compared to all the other pages, which are fresh energy. You know, you're applying yourself and working towards something, but also too, you're still doing it in the auspices or under the umbrella or following the lead of another. Ultimately, right? A student still has a teacher that they look up to. An employee has a boss. I mean, there are like other, I don't want to quite call them forces, but other factors that you have to go and either learn from, follow, fold in with. And a question being raised here is that even necessary? How much longer do you have to go and apply yourself before you yourself can go and take action? And I do think right now, Aries, again, you're in a very strong position. There's stronger ways to move. Let's go and see Ten of Wands. Like God says, but this was my spot. We'll go off to the side. So we'll check out Ten of Wands. You know, it's very interesting, Aries. So far, I don't think I've had any Aries energy coming through here. I'll go through the signs in which I see in a moment, but I do find that interesting that no Aries energy has come up. So Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands, well, hard to go and move faster than you are. Things take so long, so slow to move forward. Two of Pentacles. Strong Capricorn energy here. Aries coming up. Aries, you may have Capricorn energy yourself in your chart. I don't know yet what to say about that. I want to read these cards first, what I feel about that. But I will say with the Capricorn energy, I do find that interesting because shortly we'll be entering in Capricorn season. Ten of Wands is actually an interesting card here, an interesting energy. Aries, I would like you to consider. Now, this could be two things in this energy, Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands could be who you're working with. Ten of Wands could also be maybe you're waiting on someone. You could be waiting for an interaction from someone that could be someone who you actually know. You could be putting an archetype, like for instance, when I meet a new employer, when I meet a new friend. You could be you could be placing that expectation of meeting someone on someone who you already know or someone who you would like to meet. There's the element of waiting on someone here. There's also the element of the people who are around you not really being that supportive. Again, the energy that they're fine where you are. It takes a lot of effort to move forward. Does it need to go and take that much effort to move forward? Really think about the bonds of who you have around you. I'm going to leave that up as a seesaw. You can go and think about how that applies to you. Are you waiting for a specific type of green light to come in a new meeting with someone? Or are the people who you have been with, have they been adding weight instead of adding speed to what you're doing? Ultimately, Aries, in the energy I have here, also think about too, how dependent are you on others? It doesn't have to be necessarily others across the board, maybe others to accomplish the really important things. You know, I need to work with someone on this particular thing. But with the energy that I have here, consider, Aries, maybe you don't need as much assistance or as much collaboration from others as you think you might. Maybe, Aries, you'd move faster, more freely, by yourself, or moving faster, more freely, acting on your own ideas. There's something about here, Aries, that calls for independence and literally having less around is more, because not everyone here, everything that you've been dealing with is an ally. As I said, literally it's been adding more weight as opposed to more speed, at least for right now. Something to think about. Thank you for the likes, everyone. I'm going to go off to the next sign, and until next time, bye-bye.